All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich Chalenza. Thanks for checking out the Rich Chalenza Show. So, what I'm going to talk about in this podcast is, did somebody take your confidence? Because I think a lot of people don't realize that they may have let other people or someone in particular destroy their confidence in themselves. It could be, maybe you're in a relationship. It could be a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband, a wife. It could be a sibling. It could be a parent. It could be a grandparent. I don't know, aunt, uncle, cousin. It could be somebody you went to school with. It could be a colleague. It can be anyone. But I do think a lot of times people lose their confidence because of what others are saying to them or what one particular person may have said to them. They may have belittled them, made them feel like they're not worthy, all those type of things. And a lot of times, I got a weird memory. I can't remember much. Like, I can't remember most things, but then I remember very impactful things that happened throughout my life where they were like alter change, like they changed me. I don't know how that works. It happens all the time with me. And I even know the specific discussions that I had in those environments. And I remember, a couple times, and I'll just go back, even back in eighth grade, and I was pretty confident as a young kid, even though I was a little runt, but I was still kind of popular kid. But I used to wear an Italian jacket, and I got in a dispute with some of the black kids there. And I usually got along really well with them because I lived in an area where I was right across the street from where a lot of the black kids lived, truthfully. And and then we'd all go to this YMCA park, and I hung out with a lot of them and played a lot of sports with them. And we fought with them too, don't get me wrong. Not because of race or anything, just because we played sports. We were really hardcore in the sports. Where all my other friends, they weren't in that area. I was kind of caught between, if you know Illinois. I was across the street from Brookfield, and I was across the street from LaGrange, and I lived in LaGrange Park. But there was an area, like I said, that we'd all hang out at. But anyways, I was at lunchroom, and then a few black guys started talking shit, and especially one, and they were all bigger than me. They were some of the toughest kids, and I knew them, but they were like a year younger than me. And to make a long story short, I got in a little altercation with them verbally and whatever, and they were just trying to, and I remember walking away from that and saying, they belittled the shit out of me. And there was no way I was taking three of them. I mean, it would have been hard at that point to take one of them. Even though I was pretty strong and kind of really rough because of I had uncles and I was always like fighting and playing football and I played a lot of sports. But the point being is they were probably 50 pounds heavier than me, these guys. I could have let them like destroy my confidence. And I've talked about this before because I help men with their confidence. I flipped it and said, you know what? I am going to be a goddamn beast. I am never going to let someone talk to me like this again. I can't even believe I let them talk to me like this, but I was kind of like, it was a tough one. Normally, I think when I was younger, I just always wanted to fight. I didn't care. I just think it was kind of my upbringing with my uncles being older than me. It was like, that's how we resolve things. But in this case, I kind of had to back down because I just knew this was not going to work out for me. But again, and then I went we graduated, I went to a different high school, but I always had that in the back of my head. I had another situation in high school where we had an altercation too, where I got very aggravated with somebody who was very tough. And then I always use these things as fuel to make me lift weights to get stronger and tougher. But I do know a lot of people that, have gone through things where a certain discussion or a certain issue, and it can be anywhere. It could be at school, work, it could be in their home, where something goes down where it just breaks them down and destroys them. It just emotionally just changes them as a person. They never feel the same way about themselves. And also can go for maybe you were bullied. It could be even a group or somebody making fun of your looks. It could be making fun of you, making you feel dumb. And all of a sudden it has a huge impact where you kind of carry that for the rest of your life. I see this too with a lot of dudes that are divorced, truthfully. So I help men, sometimes try to help find the woman or women of their dreams, even if they've been through a bad breakup or divorce. And a lot of dudes are scorned. And I think maybe women probably feel the same way. I have a lot of female friends and cousins that talk about this as well, where, they're in a relationship and it ends. And for whatever reason, I don't know if somebody cheated on them or somebody just stole money from them or they just divorced them because they just didn't want to be with one another anymore. No matter what, it's really hard. Usually someone's hurt more than the other. But it really does take a hit, I think, a lot of people's confidence. Even if you just say you get a divorce and you both kind of go your own way. especially if you have kids, because it's hard because you a lot of times just start thinking, my God, I'm losing confidence in I've lost a lot of confidence because I ended up getting a divorce. What do I look like now to my parents, my kids, my friends, everybody else? You may, and maybe too, you may be living a certain lifestyle, and say whoever you were married to, they went on and they may be looking like they're having a better lifestyle. They may be in a better financial position. They may be doing better. They may go on and do whatever the hell they're doing. And you're like, wow, I couldn't support her that way, or I couldn't do that this way, or maybe I should have done this. And your confidence just starts to get deflated the more you think about like all the things you may have did incorrectly, or maybe you should have stood up for yourself and you didn't too. All these things. And, I get it. I think a lot of people just have to realize, though, in my opinion, that, and I talk a lot about this, no one goes unscathed. I do think there are times when we're going to be, really beat down emotionally. Even physically at times you could be. But you gotta pull out of that shit. And the only one who's gonna pull out of it is you. And you also have to realize a lot of what people are telling you, they don't know shit. And they're also trying to make you feel bad to either make them feel good or make them feel better, or about themselves. Or just a lot of people that are just trying to hurt you, even verbally. Don't give them that right. We can sit and make fun of everybody for one reason or another. I don't care if you're tall, thin, fat, short, smart, dumb, beautiful, ugly, wealthy, poor. We can sit around and make fun of everybody for one reason or another. We can try to knock anybody down, let's face it. And a lot of us do knock people down. And a lot of times we don't want to be knocked down. But I'm just here to tell you, listen, I get where people are coming from a lot of times, and maybe you just need to kind of research your own life and kind of figure out if you're having a problem being confident with who you are or what you want to do, what's really holding you back from that, right? It could be, like I said, a person, it could be a conversation, it could be an event that went down. But, that event or what they said, for the most part, I mean, even if it's on social media or whatever the case may be, that's gone. It's here and gone. Most people don't even remember 99.9% of the things they even said to you. Okay? And you're carrying that shit around for the rest of your life, or a certain event that went down. A lot of that we carry around, nobody else even knows we're carrying it around. All right? So I just wanted to do a quick podcast on this. And, I just don't want people, a lot of times, to lose their confidence, especially in themselves, right? Because I think we've all been around people where you could just tell they're a shell of who they once were, and they've been broken. It could be because they got fired, or because they started a certain project that failed, or it could be a relationship. They could have gotten dumped. I get it. We're going to all, again, we're going to have our ups and downs no matter what, but let's also pay attention and try to help others that we know that are kind of having a problem with their confidence. All right? Got any questions or comments, you can hit me up. I'm at richtolenza.com. I have a program called Mastering Self-Confidence where I truly try to help men find the woman or women of their dreams, but I get into fitness, wardrobe, hygiene, and identity a lot, because a lot of the people I talk to, I'd say a lot of them have some issues. A lot of it, I think, would be around weight with their identity. It seems like that's a big thing with men. And finances, they're trying to live a certain lifestyle. Either they had a lot of money, they lost it, or, they're just having, I think, they're not where they thought they would be at a certain point in their life. It could be with relationships. It could be financially. It could be with many things. So I help them with that. And if you got any questions or comments, just hit me up.